Hey, what's happening, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video. My name is Ryan Cushman. I'm a realtor and investor in North Georgia. And my focus here is to help you find properties that are worth investing in as short-term rentals, providing you and your family that cash flow that will help elevate your lifestyle. And that's what we're doing today. So today we're going to dive into a property. Oh, and real quick, you can find me at ryancushman.com. I have some free resources there, and you're welcome to book a call with me, and we can help you get started on your short-term rental investing journey. All right, so let's dive into it. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quickly. I know your time is valuable, and I respect that. So let's get into it. All right, so let's get into it. Today we're looking at a property that is on Lake Lanier. It is a big lake that is on the northeast end of the metro Atlanta area, and it's a popular destination for folks all around to go boating and wake surfing, wakeboarding, fishing, tons of lake houses surrounding the entirety of the lake. And it's a beautiful spot. There's tons of islands that you can get to. There's also a water park somewhere on here. I think it's around here. That is a big popular destination for the North Georgia area. So there are two counties that encompass the lake. There's Forsyth County, which is on this side of it, and short-term rentals are not actually permitted for Forsyth County at all. On the other side of it, which is Hall County, which is this other side of it and comes up this way, which is at least 50% of the shoreline for Lake Lanier, short-term rentals are permitted. So the property that we're looking at is right over on this side of the lake in Hall County. And we'll flip over to the listing here. It is 6661 Woodlake Drive in Flowery Branch. And this is a 5-bedroom, 3,000 square foot cabin. It is built in the mid-'80s, so it's a little bit on the older side of the spectrum. It does only have 2 bathrooms, which I think is a little bit of a downside for it, but for a property that has some lake frontage, that is this big, that has this many bedrooms at this price, I'm showing it to you because I think it works. So this property has been on the market for not quite a month yet, and I think it has some potential here. We've got a little bit just of the pricing history here. Last time it was bought was in 1994 for $300,000, and they're looking to sell it for a nice big profit over that 30-year timeline. So let's take a look at some of the pictures. All right, so it's got a very cabiny type of feel with the log framing here, and it's very, very rustic on the inside, but not in a bad way. It's got this small dock that's accessible to the property, which is a big plus. We've got some outdoor space that's been probably neglected to some degree, and it's ripe for an opportunity to improve this space and turn it into something that's usable. We've got some views through the trees. Could be beneficial to maybe cut some of these back if they're on the property line. This fence may indicate that it is not, and therefore potentially owned by the Army Corps of Engineers, which in that case is something that you can't really do anything or touch the trees here. But we've still got water views, and so I'd say it's still a great view and a great property here. This outdoor space looks to be just kind of underdeveloped, underused, and so lots of opportunities for updating and upgrading the outdoor space. We've got some nice decks and an outdoor fireplace. Good opportunity for perhaps a hot tub down here. I think that would pay for itself in short order. Just a view from the deck to the water, which is great. And like I said, very rustic on the inside. This place does not come furnished, so that would be something that would need to be budgeted in. It's got some cool vibes. It's very open and log cabiny, and there's absolutely a market for that. Kitchen looks to be all right. Some of the appliances look a little dated. This looks okay. The dishwasher may need to get replaced. It looks like it's been there for a while, and depending on if the fridge is in good shape, you can take it or leave it. Yeah, so some design options here, whether you're into this sort of light fixture or not. Those can be pretty inexpensive to replace. We've got an electric cooktop here. Countertops are a little dated, but not the worst. The light fixtures in here seem to be obstructing a lot of the view of the mirror, so I don't know about these. I also always find it odd when there's carpeting in bathrooms, so maybe worth budgeting in a little bit of a refresh in the bathroom space. Only one sink too in this one bathroom. So we have carpet in a lot of the bedrooms. We have a window out into the garage, which I always find funny in some of these a little bit older homes. We've got this awkward wallpaper in here. I'd probably want to do something about that. Got this nice bedroom, great windows, vaulted ceilings. This is the other bathroom. Again, carpet. It's a little weird to me. I'd probably want to budget for an overhaul on quite a few things and likely redoing the flooring in at least the bathrooms. And we've got some unfinished garage space here. And that pretty much shows us the property. All right, so it's a little bit of a fixer-upper. But again, at this price point, this square footage, this many bathrooms or this many bedrooms on the lake, hard to find. So that's why I'm showing it to you. Usually a property this size is going for several $100,000 more than what this is, which is why I think it's an opportunity. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. All right, so the default when I plug this in is that it's going to do 100K. So that's really promising. Some of these properties are pretty great, pretty beautiful. So this one's doing 20K a month. This one's doing 17K a month. A couple others are doing 9, 10K a month. And so that's why I don't think some profitability at this property is out of the realm of possibility. This one obviously has this awesome pool. If we operate in the 70, so this is just including all properties within this range here. If we're operating in the 75th percentile, then we're doing 150. Let's check some of the filters here. Let's improve. I don't think we need to do this and probably won't change a whole lot, but let's bump out the radius a little bit. Let's maybe also include a hot tub. Okay, yeah, so then it really shortens it to only 3 properties nearby that fit that criteria. And so could be hard to hit 150 with this property, but there's a lot of room for error in that number. Let's remove the hot tub. Takes us back down. So not a whole lot has changed. And let's change this to waterfront and see what that does. 103. So yeah, a lot of room for error in the numbers that it's spitting out here. Let's take a look at what PriceLabs has to say for just some double verification. When I went through and selected some amenities like a hot tub, which would be my recommendation for this property, being a cabin, especially cabins equal must have a hot tub. We're in the range of 40K on the very low end up to 132K is the estimate for PriceLabs. And this is a 30-mile radius, which I feel like is way too big. Let's back it down to like 15. Takes it from 40 to 142. So when you bring in the radius even closer, then the numbers even look more compelling. Some of these properties are doing kind of insane numbers. This one has an indoor pool and is doing 182. So this one's likely just, yeah. So this is the same property we saw on Rabbu. This one's obviously doing something right. It's got, looks like a pretty massive estate and has a lot going for it. It's got this outdoor pond spa thing going on right on the property. So yeah, this one could be a little bit tough to and this indoor pool. Wow. Yeah, so this one will be tricky to compete with. We obviously can't do something quite like that. But as you can see, there's a bunch of properties that are doing 78, 90, 120, 130, and which rounds us out to giving us a range, an estimate of 90K. All right, let's see what this looks like from a profitability standpoint. We plug in the price. I have baked in here about 50K in setup costs, renovations, furnishings. Could be more, could be less, but I think that there's going to need to be some improvements done to this property. And the best way to tackle that, or to at least account for some of these costs, is to ask for seller credits. And that could mean, that your net purchase price ends up being somewhere less than this, in the 650, even if you closed at this purchase price with 20, 30, 40, 50K in seller concessions, taking out some of the cost of the closing, and also can be allocated to a general contractor of your choice at the closing table, where they can then use those funds to make improvements to the property that you have decided upon. So this doesn't mean that you're coming out of pocket for all of that. After the fact, you can bake that into the loan and even negotiate if they're unwilling to budge on the purchase price and having that much in concessions out of their pocket. You can budget to have the purchase price raised a little bit to have some of those funds then allocated after closing. So I don't have it identified that way in this spreadsheet, but that is certainly something that a skilled realtor would help you navigate through the negotiating process. All right, so let's based on the assumptions we have here, let's see how this does from a profitability standpoint. I've got a couple of scenarios, a good, better, best in here. I've factored in some expenses, the property taxes, there's no HOA. Did I remove the HOA? Let's double check here. Where is the HOA? Yeah, okay, there it is. HOA, nothing there. All right, so got a few factors in here with 50% occupancy, about 2/3, and 80% occupancy. Let's see how we're looking. All right, so in these ranges where we're making, on the low end like 70K per year, 82K, and 104K, we are making about $9,000 in cash flow, or even 20K in cash flow, and even 40K in cash flow. So again, the purchase price on this is favorable in such a way that it's this seems like it's going to be hard to lose on, especially if you do it right on the front end. Make it nice, make it attractive. Really lean into adding some great amenities, furnishing it nicely, leaning into the cabin vibe without going too hard on having all the bare decor. You don't need that. But having great spaces for guests to want to hang out in, and especially the fact that you've got that dock front, you can add some paddle boards, great water amenities, then this property, I think, is a winner. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about North Georgia real estate, interested in this property specifically, or any other property in the North Georgia mountain market, please reach out to me. Again, RyanCushman.com. I'd love to help you get started on the path. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, beef with any of the analysis that I've done here, please ping me, put it in the comments, and I'd love to touch base with you. So look forward to future videos on other properties that are for sale today in the North Georgia mountain market, lake properties, mountain properties. I'd love to talk shop with you at any time. Thanks again for checking out this video and watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next one.